Hey, what's up, my days peeps? Looks like we might be seeing, or very close to seeing, who's inside of that glowing pod, tube, glowing casket, whatever you, chamber, whatever you want to call it. Somebody is in there and is coming back to life, but who? Who could it be? Well, I will go over who I think it was and other predictions that other people had with this. But if you haven't watched the preview, go check out the preview for next week because not only does it talk about the chamber, but whoever that is, but also Stephanie's kidnapping drama stuff. Anyways, who's in the pod? When it first popped up in late October, it's like, uh, I was thinking Halloween, but I think it showed up actually when they were doing the opening for the clinic. Um, Yeah, so around that time, so late October, early November is when it's been. And here it is, end of February, going into March next week. And we still don't know who is in it. But a lot of predictions in the beginning was that it was going to be Stefano based on the promo they posted back in November made it seem like Stefano was coming back and everything. And then I remember the show someone putting the ring, Stefano's ring on their pinky finger. Not only that, but they had Marlena having the Arabian Nights or whatever Arabian Nights. I don't know this one. Queen of the Night kind of dreams, and they had the flashback, so made it seem like Stefano was coming back. But all in all, we see it was just that they're finally putting Stefano to rest. His bones were in the crypt, which I guess makes sense since they were in the crypt. I don't know, but anyways, so I'm glad because yeah, we don't need Stefano to come back, but we looks like we're gonna have EJ be more Stefano like, and what's more Stefano like than having this mysterious body and this glowing tube. Anyways, plus it can't be Stefano anyways because EJ keeps talking about she. He mentioned that a few times so, which leads to some other people thinking that it is Abigail Devereaux Demira coming back from the grave. Well, which would be kind of messed up that EJ went and told Chad that Abby's still. Well, I guess technically he's bringing her back to life, so it could just be a surprise for Chad. But I don't think it's Abby. I don't think it's Abby because honestly, I don't really think that Abby ever died. They never found her body, right? Or they dug up. Didn't they dig up her grave or something and they didn't see her body? Or for somehow they said that they don't have her body or whatever, basically. So they're basically just thinking that they're just assuming she's dead. She could be on some island in Alamania. But we know the new chat doesn't start until late April, so I don't think they'll be dragging this storyline out even more until then. Plus, after what Gwen and EJ said in the promo, makes me think that it's not Abby. But I still don't understand why they didn't have the actress that plays Cat be Abby. I don't understand. But I heard that Ron C, the ex head writer, had a little grudge against the character because I can understand, he's trying to write a show and he can't keep an actress in the role. So that's kind of hard to keep telling the story, especially of a couple when one half is nowhere to be found, and there's only so much that you can make up to make a storyline work. Anyways, the third person I think is actually in the tube. There was some speculation and rumors that Lexi Carver could be the one in the tube, and it makes very much sense because if you watch the promo back in November, Paulina somehow gets into the lab and sees in the tube. And by a look on her face, I think she says, oh, I can't remember exactly what she said, but she looked very surprised and just like sort of kind of terrified in a little way. Well, I mean, if you see somebody you thought was dead actually alive or just a body's just laying in there and you kind of freak out too. But from what it And it makes sense also if you watch the promo. At the end, Gwen says, Gwen, EJ, and Rolf are just like standing over the pod, and Gwen says, it's gonna turn so many lives upside down. And EJ says, in the most wonderful way. And who coming back from the dead will shake up Salem more than Lexi? you know. And it makes sense because, EJ, he doesn't like Paulina. Paulina is always just rude and bitchy towards him. Understandable, because, EJ definitely deserves it from just about everybody. Just about everybody in Salem. But, EJ, he likes to, you know, just likes to piss off people. He always finds a new way to piss off people. So, what way to piss off Paulina than bring his lovely older sister Lexi back from the dead? Because that's gonna, mess with her marriage with Abe. Because, I guess yeah, technically they still married. If Lexi is alive, then they're still married. So that means, her marriage to Abe is null and void. And Abe will be like, oh my gosh, Lexi, just wanting to just like spend time with her and everything, and that would just piss off Paulina. I mean, come on, we've already seen this happen many times on Days of Our Lives. Yeah, I think the last time that was with Stefano, with Stefan coming back from the dead when Gabby was with Lee and stuff. I've just been watching those scenes. I realized that the last time Days was really good was in 2023. Anyways, yeah, and it's like there was speculation because somebody was talking about many people said there was a well, of course we're not gonna blah 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 blah. Slow down, sorry. Okay, we're not gonna get Renee Jones back in the role. She retired from acting. That's why they killed off Lexi back in 2020, 2012, 2022, 2012. I'm like, wow, I knew it's been a while, but dang, that was way longer than I thought it was. But there was an actress that's been hired on the show named Nikki Crawford. It hasn't been widely publicized that she's Lexi, but a lot of people are speculating. Especially if you look up the actress, she looks very, very closely to Renee Jones, who there's a lot of similarities in there, very much so. So it would definitely make sense that she is the new Lexi. But but that is crazy because that long ago and they just now bringing her back. But when you think about it, I think Lexi is like the only Demir that hasn't died. Well, besides Chad, I think are the only Demirs that have never been thought to be dead. Oh Lord, so and have come back from the dead. So Lexi, it's her turn. I don't know because when I started watching in 2000, and I don't remember Lexi ever being thought dead from that time to 2022. 20, 2012. Oh lordy, child. I don't know why I can't get numbers right today. Too many twos. Too many twos. Yeah, she definitely was shake up with Paulina. Also, they did bring Theo back, and you're still kind of wondering why the hell they brought Theo back. So it makes sense. His mama's coming back from the dead. So that would be something interesting. Definitely be interesting to see. But at the same time, I don't like that they're bringing somebody back from the dead again. I thought that they would be done with that or at least escape that for a little while. But then again, that is a soap staple. 4 Days of Our Lives. But I don't know. I don't like the idea, but it's already happened because Days of Our Lives tapes way too far ahead, which I understand for budget concerns. But at the same time, it kind of messes with the show because you're not able to fix things when they're not working like other shows are able to. But anyways, who do you think is in the pod tube glowing casket? Let me know in the comments below. And if you like this video, hit the like button and subscribe for more Days of Our Lives videos. And I talk about all the other soaps too. Oh, also another thing, I saw a spoiler pic of Owen Kent, Stephanie's kidnapper. He's involved somehow with whatever's going on in that tube. So that's gonna be interesting to see. And another way for people to be mad at EJ for bringing back Owen Kent, knowing his obsession with Stephanie. Anyways, thank you for watching.